loss surgery peeps. I'm here with my once a week weigh-in, and literally and physically. Today is Wednesday, and I've decided that Wednesday makes a better day than Monday for me because I'm also doing my videos for the 10 pounds in 30 or 31 days. I'm not sure why they call it 31 days since June only has 30 days in it. But in any case, I'm part of that challenge, so I thought it would work to do both of them at the same time and have Wednesday be my official weigh-in date. Today I weighed in at 242 pounds, and I honestly can't remember what I weighed last time. I think it might have been about 246. I think I've lost 4 pounds, which all of you who remember me whining in my last video about losing 0.2, 0.4 at a time are probably throwing up your hands and saying, what WTF was she complaining about? I think that it's just hard. You know, I've been working out so hard and eating so little, and you just expect big results. And I think also it's hard not to compare yourself with other people because a lot of people seem to lose a lot at the very beginning. But, you know, I can't even complain about that because let's face it, since the beginning of my 2 weeks pre-op, I've lost 38 pounds. 38 pounds in 7 weeks. When did that ever happen in my life? And it's 38 pounds that I think is gone for good. I know is gone for good, and I got over it, folks. Yeah, I got over myself, but good, and I'm not going to whine about it anymore when there are real problems out there in the world. I mean, look at poor Mr. Wiener. Look at his problems. He's got some things to worry about. I can't say I do. Basically, I feel really good. I feel like I have a lot of energy. Most of the days, I was triggered into a big fibro attack Monday. While I was in the pool, I went from being really high energy and feeling really great to suddenly feeling really bad. Don't know if it could be because the hot weather was coming, because the hot weather is here in Northern California, at least for a few days. Don't know why that would be. But in general, I can say I feel good. The best I've felt since having the surgery. Foods are going down really well, and when I went to my nutritionist on Monday, she upgraded me to soft foods. Hooray! So some purees, I mean some things like chicken salad and stuff, I'm continuing to puree because they're very dense proteins, and I know that they're a little bit harder to get down. But yesterday and today I tried some soft turkey, really good turkey deli lunch meat, and it was delicious. Had about, couldn't really, last night I managed to have an ounce and a half. I think maybe I'm able to eat a little more in the evening than I am earlier in the day, because today at lunch I tried an ounce and a half and I could only get an ounce down. It is really phenomenal to see how little my meals really are. That beautiful little quarter cup bowl that we bought on eBay really has, I mean, that's all I can eat. I usually can't eat that really full. I can eat that when it still has a little lip around it. And that's where I'm at, and that's okay. It's working. Tonight, for example, I had 1.5 ounces of refried beans from Chevy's, really tasty, with a 1/2 ounce of mozzarella cheese on it, and I actually did manage to put a 1/2 ounce of avocado on that to kind of zest it up, and a little bit of salsa, and that was absolutely delicious and very, very tiny. Let's see, what else did I want to talk to you all about? One of the things is, I have to admit, I'm a complier. I'm very motivated. I think you all have seen that in me, that I'm determined to make this honeymoon phase of weight loss work for me. I'm emulating some people like Julia RH on YouTube, and some of the great people like Tiffykins, and my dog is trying to, he's standing up on his hind legs and looking at me very, very mournfully, like he wants to be up on the bed. But anyway, also Little Miss Diva on Vertical Sleep Talk. Those are some people that have done really well, and I'm motivated too, but I'm here to confess that I am terrible about taking my supplements. First of all, I got a big bottle of Bariatrics Advantage chewable vitamins, and they just gross me out. You know, I chew on one, and it's just an awful experience, and I I guess it's just human nature to avoid awful experiences, because I've only managed to take 2 of them one day. So I actually had my husband get, last trip to Costco, get some adult gummy vitamins, because I thought, I'll just be realistic about the fact that it needs to taste good, or just, be somewhat palatable in order to get them down. Well, I've enjoyed those, but then lo and behold, I discovered they had 3 carbs each. Well, my nutritionist told me she wants me to have 50 carbs, so the way I looked at it is I'd stick to my 30 from food, and maybe I'd allow myself a few extra carbs from vitamins and from the chewy calcium chews I found, which also have a few carbs in them. But if anybody has any tips or ideas about a good source of calcium, all the calciums I've tried, I have had a number of samples on hand to try, and they're disgusting too. Chewing on those lozenges, they're just awful, and it's not something I can see forcing myself to do every day. And I know that I need them. I know that I need supplements. And so if you've tried some great ones that you love and you can recommend them to me, I'd appreciate, because that's the one little thing in my compliance with all these principles that I am flagging on. I admit it. Let's see what else. One thing that I wanted to let you all know about is K Spa Ho 2011. Her name is Kara. She had her surgery on May 31st, and if you have subscribed to her and haven't figured out what happened to her, she accidentally deleted her whole channel, and she has reinvented herself as Kara Serene, Karaserene, 1985. So you can find her there, resubscribe, and see her wonderful videos again. She is doing very well, I'm happy to report. I think she lost 18 pounds or 16 pounds in her first 2 weeks. So yay, Kara. The other thing is Kim, Family Forevermore in New Zealand. Yay, girl, you got your surgery date. Now this is a woman who actually, has had one roadblock after another put in her way, and she was told by an anesthesiologist that she'd had a rapid heartbeat at one point, and they made her come in for an appointment to see if she would be cleared for surgery. But on sheer faith, she went on her liquid diet, hoping against hope that he would allow her to have surgery at schedule on the 21st. Now that takes determination and guts to go on the liquid diet if you haven't actually been told to do so. And it paid off, because yes, her surgery is on June 21st, and Kim, I'll be right there behind you, cheering you on. You know I will, girl, because I love you. And the other person that I'm really hoping we can all hold in our thoughts and prayers is Diane from New York. I think it's MSDW. I can't remember. There's like a year after that. I'll post that above my head on this video, because she had her surgery on Monday, and I haven't heard anything from her, but she did make one post on Vertical Sleeve Talk today in another person's thread that she's had multiple complications and that it's been really gnarly, and that she is hoping to be out of the hospital by Friday. So you and I know that if she's in the hospital for 5 days for a possible 1-day scheduled hospitalization, that something's gone wrong. So Diane, I'm keeping you in my prayers, and I really, really have thought about you a lot since Monday. And just know that I'm here for you, and we'd love to know what's going on with you. Generally, that's it for me. Although, I did want to say that and thanks for reminding me, Michael, that I did give my first talk at a seminar for my doctor yesterday, and it went pretty well. I was cut off because he had run over time, and then the nutritionist was talking next, so she came up and kind of interrupted me, but everybody clapped, and it's the only time I actually heard them clap. And a lot of them wrote down my YouTube moniker because they were interested in more and had some questions about the vertical sleeve. I then went to my first support group, and that was, as good as the one had been, that was pretty disappointing. There was a doctor, an endocrinologist, speaking, because recently they started having speakers, which for me, I kind of feel like a support group should be everybody talking to one another, or talking, one at a time, obviously, to each other, and giving each other support, talking about issues that have come up, and, mining the wealth of knowledge that is usually in the room. this guy was not a wealth of knowledge. He had some very strong opinions and very little knowledge actually about our surgeries, and he told us things that directly contradicted a lot of what we've been told. Most of the people at this support group have all had surgery from the same practice, so we generally have had the same instructions, and he was saying things like after a couple of weeks you should stop using protein drinks for your protein, and when questioned, his main reason had to do with not knowing the source of the protein in terms of whether the cows were raised with organic feed, etc. And I understand those issues, but he wasn't understanding our needs after weight loss surgery, that I need to get 60 to 80 grams of protein a day. I'm unlikely at first to be able to get all of it from my food while I'm eating so little, and my nutritionist had told me the day before that she fully expected me to have 2 protein drinks until I reached goal, 2 a day. So it was hard to be told that. He also told us that we should be getting all of our protein, as much of our protein as possible, from plant sources, and which means tofu, legumes, etc., which really seemed absurd to me because obviously those are important sources, but he must be a vegetarian is all I can think. But I don't think he had any business kind of dispensing that as medical information to a room full of people, especially as some of the people have not yet had surgery and don't know a lot about it. He also started randomly telling people in the room who were on Prilosec every day that they shouldn't take it every day because of osteoporosis, which I know that's an issue, and I know that's one of the reasons we take calcium. He was telling some people to start experimenting with taking it every other day and then every 2 days to see if acid is truly a problem. I can see that you want to find that out, but I came home with a prescription and directions from my surgeon to take it every day for 3 months, and that's what I'm doing. So for him to come into this room and tell us to do otherwise made me a bit uncomfortable. So especially, our surgeon, Dr. Fang, he drinks a protein drink every morning before work. So for him to be telling us that's a bad thing to do, no. I'll keep giving it a try, though, because I definitely am happy to have the idea of a support group in my life. I mean, certainly I've received so much support from all of you in your thoughts, your prayers, and your messages when I was having my little hissy fit last week. But I think there's got to be a better way. And maybe the people who run the thing realized last night that didn't work out so well. We shall see. So other than that, I think I'm doing well. I'm exercising. I love my sleep. I can actually say that. So if there's anyone watching this that is undecided or fearful, especially having seen some of my previous YouTubes where I was very uncomfortable right after surgery, just know that it could be the best thing you've ever done for yourself. I feel really good in my body. I feel like I'm fully in my body, and I think once I was as insulated by weight as I was at my highest weight of 280, I didn't feel like I was in there, and I'm starting to come back to myself, feel really alive, and feel, I actually wore something totally inappropriate to the pool tonight. It's sort of inappropriate in terms of the fact I wore like bicycle shorts and a t-shirt that didn't cover my butt.
She looked hot.
And I didn't look bad. I actually looked at myself in the mirror when I got there, and it showed a lot more of my curves and my bulges than I normally will, but I actually looked okay, and I felt so good about myself that I looked okay to myself. I think they go hand in hand. The way you see yourself in the mirror is totally, you could look exactly the same on one day and feel great about it, and if something happens that makes you feel bad about yourself, you could look exactly the same and look really bad to yourself. So right now I'm feeling good, and I plan to keep it that way. So ask me any questions, and I'll be better about comments. As I said, I tend to watch your videos at night on my iPad, and I'm not able to really post on my iPad. It's too clumsy when you're lying in bed. But I care a lot about you, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.